Good day to all my fellow teachers and researchers. Welcome to the 2020 Basic Research Training. And I'm Annielyn Panganiban of Bukal National Integrated School from the District of Maragondon, who will discuss research questions for basic research. So the objectives of today's session: at the end of the session, the participants should be able to first define a research question, next formulate correct research question, and lastly identify the sources of research question. So without further ado, let us define research question. The research questions logically proceed from the context of the study. They are formulated to clearly show the extent and different angles of inquiry. Example, the different variables of interest, relationships to be proved, geographical and temporal scope. So a good research question is like a lighthouse. It is the essential guide of your research paper. It pinpoints exactly what you want to find out on your research paper. But the question is, what makes a strong research question? Writing a research question isn't a difficult task in itself, but it can be hard to work out if you really have a good research questions. Because research questions anchor the whole research paper. But another question is, what is the importance? Why do we need to construct a good research question? So a good research question is essential to guide your research paper, project, or thesis. It pinpoints exactly what you want to find out and gives your work a clear focus and purpose. All research questions should be focused on a single problem or issue. All our research questions should be specific in all areas. And then, a research question is a guide, like what we had earlier. It said that it is a lighthouse, it gives lights. So the reader of your research paper itself, upon reading the research question, they will know what is your purpose, what is your focus in writing this research. So that is the importance of the research question. Next is the guidelines of a research question. So what is the guidelines in formulating a research question? The first one is establish a clear relation between the research questions and the problem or topic. The research problems enables you to generate a set of research questions. However, your ability to identify your research problem and to formulate questions will depend upon the background knowledge you have about the topic. Next, number 2, base your research question on your review of related literature. Why? Because existing published works help you get good background knowledge of the research problem and help you gauge the people's current understanding and unfamiliarity about the topic, as well as the extent of their knowledge and the interest in it. Third, formulate research questions that can arouse your curiosity and surprise you with your discoveries or findings. This is true for research questions. You have to ask about a problem that was never investigated upon. So you will be the first one who will investigate a certain problem. Example, we have today is the COVID-19. You can make it as your research problem. Next, fourth, state your research questions including all the variables. So it includes all the dependent and independent variables referred to by the theories, principles, or concepts
underlying your research work. 5. Let the student set a research questions or sub-problem be preceded by one question expressing the main problem of research. In constructing your research problem, it should be in order, or there will be a position based on your research problem. So you have to check your research question. It should be preceded by one question in expressing your main problem. 6. Avoid asking research questions that are answerable by yes or no, and use the how questions only in a quantitative research. And lastly, be guided by the acronym SMART in formulating research. Next, but what do we mean by SMART? Okay, SMART is the element of a good research paper. S stands for is specific. Focus on a single problem or issue. Research questions should have a clear meaning. Letter M, measurable. Your research question should be obtainable, and it should track the progress of your research paper. A, achievable. Set challenging yet achievable research. R, realistic. What results can realistically be achieved? Make sure that your problem is relevant to society. Letter T, timely. You should include the time limit. You should have also the time management. So it will establish the sense of deadline. So that is the element of a good research question. So if your research question is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, we can say that you are constructing a strong research question. Next is the steps in developing your research question. The first one is choose a general topic. Go with the topic that caught your interest. For me, I can say that one of the topics today is the social media. We know that social media plays a big role nowadays. Next, number 2, find background information. There are a lot of news, articles, or blogs about social media and its negativity effect on the high school students' academic performances by a certain age group. Okay? So we can use those information in doing our research paper. Number 3, narrow down a specific niche that you want to focus on. Since performance or academic performance is a broad topic, let me narrow down it to the attention span of the high school students. So this way, you can make sure that your research is within a feasible scope. It's instead of something that is a very broad topic to achieve. Number 4, identify a practical or theoretical that you will address. So we already have established our research, which is we have the social media, the attention span, right, and a specific age group of a high school student. So we have already established that the high school students are the most active age group in social media platforms. So what can be our topic? So we can say that the effect of social media has on the young generation attention span. So this can be our research problem. Again, the effect of social media has on the young generation attention span. If we have the problem already, we can now make or write our research question, turning your research problem into a research question. And it sounds something like this. What effect does daily use of Twitter have on the attention span of people in the age group of 16 to 20? So that can be our first question. Again, the effect of what effect does daily use of Twitter have on the attention span of people at the age group of 16 to 20? So, if you are going to look at your problem and your research, okay, it tells that we are using a descriptive research. Since this is a descriptive research, your research question should be also descriptive. But there is also the different kinds of research questions based or depend upon your research that you are going to do. But how do you know that your research question is good or not? Go back to the elements. Try to check if that is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. It is a good research question. So now let us try to check the other kinds of research questions. So types of research questions. If you are doing a research question that is descriptive, so you are making a descriptive research. You are using the comparative research, you are comparing like what we have, the differences and similarities between X and Y. Correlational research, okay? We are using correlational research in doing the relationship or finding the relationship. Exploratory research, if you want to explore something, what are the main factors? You are want to find something, so that is exploratory research. Next is explanatory research. We are using explanatory research in finding the effect or the impact, like what we have here. Does X have an effect on Y? Or what is the impact of X, of Y, and Z? And lastly, is the evaluation research. You are going to evaluate, okay? What is the advantages or disadvantages? Or how does things work? So that is evaluation research. So again, your research question will depend upon the research you are going to do. Okay? So that is anchor. All your research questions should anchor all your research paper. Okay? So that is the type of research question. I want you to look at this example. So this is the example of a sample research question. So primarily, the study aims to review which among the parenting styles utilized by mothers generated a positive impact towards the academic performance of high school students. Specifically, the following are the inquiries that the study seeks to answer. Let's try to find out if all our research questions is SMART. Number one, what are the parenting styles employed by mothers in rearing their children? Number two, what is the academic performance profile of the participant children that are currently in high school? Three, is there a significant difference on the academic performance of high school students when grouped according to the parenting styles of mothers? And lastly, which parenting style shows a significant positive impact on the academic performance of high school students? Okay? So the first one is we are very specific. We are asking about the parenting styles employed by the mother. Can we measure this? Yes. Can we achieve this also? Yes. Is this realistic? Yes. Nowadays, we can also use these different parenting styles for the impact to our students on their academic performance. And lastly, it is a time bound. So we can use a whole year or by semester in our research paper.
So this is example of a research question. So I hope that you can write or you can make also your research questions. So before I end my topic, let me share this to you. Knowing the answers will help you in school. Knowing how to question will help you in life. Okay? So you have to ask more questions. Construct a good questions. Because I know at the end of our research paper, it will help us a lot. By gaining knowledge and providing solutions to the problems that we are suffering nowadays. By this, okay, we know that this research question will help us a lot. It will serve as a guide. It will serve as a lighthouse, not only in our research paper, not only in our school, and our at work or at home, it can use it in our daily lives. Asking questions that can improve our lives. And by that, today, thank you and God bless and keep safe everyone. Thank you for listening.